Good day, and today is our last class for the first quarter of the subject CSS 12 or Computer Servicing System. All right. So our topic for today is all about on how to transfer files and data. So in transferring files and data, there are several ways on how to transfer files and data. So between compatible systems using the computer software, hardware, and the peripheral devices. So you need to know the following. First one is we have the files such as the documents, pictures, music, and email. So how are we going to transfer that files? Second is the peripherals or hardware. So this is where you can transfer from one device to another, just like computer to flash disk or vice versa. So cell phone to cell phone and also computer to computer and so on. So we have here the different ways on how to transfer files and data. First is the computer to computer. So how are we going to transfer data or file? So first is in this way, you will use a local connection or router, either wired or wireless connections, where the computers are connected. So to the same network to meet and can transfer files to each other. So some are using the third party to install and use in transferring files from each other like Zinstall WinWin. So you can download the software in this website that I have uh, given you here. This is the website for that. And so here is the example picture on how to send files from computer to computer. So you may use wireless connections, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth. Next is computer to external storage device. So here you need, of course, an external storage just like flash disk or memory card where you can transfer files from computer to external storage or vice versa. So how to transfer? First thing that you have to make sure is you have wire connectors if you want to transfer files from mobile phone and external hard drive to computer and vice versa. Alright, so here. So this figure, this gives an example on how to transfer files from computer to external storage or from external storage to computer. So you have to use a connector. Next is mobile phone to mobile phone. How are you going to transfer files from mobile phone to mobile phone? So in these two same devices, you may use Bluetooth connection. So when you have to make sure that the Bluetooth connection is turned on in order to transfer files from each other. So others prefer to use the app Share It applications because it is very fast and easy to install. So others are preferred to use a third-party software called the Share It. But mostly or commonly used is Bluetooth. But nowadays, we can use Share It app. So here, we have an example on transferring files from mobile phone to mobile phone. Next is we have computer, cell phone, laptop to online storage. So you can transfer files from computers and cell phones or versa easily using cloud storage devices like the OneDrive, the Dropbox, or Google Drive. But when you're going to send file, you have to need a connection or internet connection if you're going to have to send file to your OneDrive, to your Dropbox or Google Drive. So how to transfer files? So first we have when transferring files from different devices to online storage, make sure you are connected to the internet. So you have to, that would be the first step that you have to do. Next is internet access is needed when saving and transferring files. Applications are available to download and install for easy access of the online storage. And then here we have the figure we are on how to transfer files from different storage to online storage. So next is how are we going to create a blog site using this website here. This one. So you can watch the video on the Blogger tutorial using this link. No, this one, the link. So in your task today, you are going to go to the website www.blogger.com. This is how you are going to create a account. Next, this one. Again, you have to type this one, that website. And then on the website, you are required to sign in your Gmail account. So if you have not created any account yet, you will first create an account by clicking the create new account. Next, so you will see this one when you are done, when you go to their site. So after creating the account, you are now ready to create a blog. So address. So in creating a blog address, you may use the ICT CSS, your username. Example, ICTSS Picaro. So do not include spaces in between and special characters. So you may capitalize the first letter of your username or surname. So in case your blog address is not available, you may add a number or any letters to make it unique. So here is what we can see inside that blog. So your blog title is ICT CSS because this is intended for your ICT computer servicing, system servicing subject only. So you can create another blog address if you want to for other purposes. So you will do that one later. So next is then click if available button. If it is available, then you can proceed. So you have to choose now your template. So this time, create a new post. Explore the other features of the blog to familiarize each of the icon functionalities. Here we have this one. So using, how are we going to use the www browser to locate information? So by the way, what is www? So sa atin, as long as www hindi natin alam ano yan siya. But on our subject, we will know what is www or www. So sa iba is parang ano lang siya, sinusulat lang siya para may ma-search. Pero ang sa atin, ang www is may meaning yan siya. So in the early age, researching of information is quite hard and challenging. So you need to locate the book and the author name in order to research in the library. So hindi pa na-invent ang technology. So noon, books lang ang kailangan. So pero mahirap siya. So today, locating information is being made easy. So in just one click, then you can see many options to choose from the same topic. So this new era of technology, this makes everything easy and simply, but sometimes it makes us also lazier enough to understand and comprehend because we are bombarded with so much information from the web. So when you say www dot or www or triple W, that means the World Wide Web. Okay? So Sir Tim Berners-Lee is a British computer scientist. So he invented the World Wide Web in October 1990. So he wrote the first web page or the editor browser, which is the World Wide Web that app. So and the first server, which HTTP, the first web page was served on the open internet by the end of 1990s. So it was in the year 1993 that CERN, a European organization for nuclear research, where Sir Tim was working to announce the global wave of creativity, collaboration, and innovation. So in 1994, Sir Tim moved to Massachusetts Institute of Technology to found the World Wide Web Consortium, or W3C. So an international community devoted to developing open web standards. So he remains the director of W3C to this day. Again, the inventor or the one who creates the World Wide Web is Tim Berners-Lee. So what are the parts of a web browser? So we have the hypertext markup language, or we all known as the HTML. And then this HTML, this is the markup or format language for the web. Next is the URI, or the Uniform Resource Identifier. So this is a kind of address that is unique and used to identify to each resource on the web. It is commonly called URL nowadays. So URI or URL. Next is the HTTP, or the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So this allows for the retrieval of link resources from across the web. Next is how are we going to maintain for the maintenance of computer system. So perhaps you have handpicked the finest computer with a selected fastest processor and graphic card and with a few gigabytes of memory. So you thought to yourself that your machine is probably going to sustain you for the next 5 years. But little did you know, you discover that some 6 months down the road, your computer is behaving like a Pentium computer. So perpetually plastering you with its choppy images, frustrating pop-ups, and tremendously slow disk access. So gradually, your computer crashes and all your data is lost on one fine afternoon. So one thing you have probably missed out is the need of system maintenance. So the basic routine maintenance comprises of the three basic processes. So what are those? Those three basic processes is what we call the data backup. The second is the malware maintenance. And then the third one is we have the disk or the file maintenance. So data backup, this is backing up basically means creating a redundant copy of data so that in case anything happens to the original data, you have a spare copy. So this is typically a simple thing to do. So what data should I back up? So in general, you should back up any work or data that cannot be replaced easily. Some examples are word processing documents. So the spreadsheets, the database for financial data, customer data, and personal files such as pictures, music files, emails, etc. So as a rule of thumb, do not back up programs or system folders. So programs will need to be reinstalled before you can run them. And system folders can be restored from any operating system installed disk. So be sure to save program installation disk, operating system disk, and registration information in a safe place. So if you have downloaded any of your applications, you should save and the installed files whenever. So next is the malware maintenance. So malware, this refers to any kind of malicious codes, objects, or content that infiltrates your computer, resulting in damage and causing your system to act in an undesirable manner. So commonly, this includes the viruses, the spyware, the worms, the Trojan horses, the spams, and many more. So when you are infected, you can lose your privacy, confidential data, and access to your system. So when software and hardware are damaged, fortunately, there are a couple of preventive measures you can take to protect yourself from malware. So one thing you can do to scan the file for any virus infection before you attempt to open it. So if the scan shows nothing, it is probably a safe file. But then again, it may be a new virus yet to be updated in your virus scan. So you can either wait and apply the next virus signature update and perform a second scan, or erase it all and open the file. So we have the malware bytes here. We can see those viruses. The third one or the last one is we have the disk maintenance. So did anyone tell you that your hard disk is a tricky machine? So when you first installed your operating system, you may be pleased to know how smooth and efficient your software applications are running. But gradually, it slows down and this bothers you. So what really causes a decline in performance? You may argue that your disk is just a couple of months old. So this has much to do with the way you operate on your system. So try to imagine a big tool bucket with gadgets. So initially, the bucket only contains a few spanners, a hammer, and some screws. So every time you search for a particular item, it is relatively easy to find. But soon, as you keep filling the bucket with all sorts of items, and especially when the amount of items grows, you will discover that you may need more time just to search for a particular screw head. So in such cases, uninstall any unnecessary software, and defragment your disk. So typically, your system performance will decline when the amount of data in your hard disk starts to grow. Alright, so here, we have here the disk cleanup. So that ends our lesson for today, and this ends our lesson for the first quarter. So congratulations, you did it on the first quarter. So now, I'm going to say goodbye and see you on our second quarter lessons. And that could be all. Thank you.